Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 23 in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. Racing at Red Bull Ring for 19 laps, and we are going in to take on the Group 3 category for today's weather forecast. It's going to be a bright and sunny day for having a nice time out there, folks. But this is going to be having a good racing requirement. We'll be going in to take on the hard racing tires. But this is going to be a very good recommendable direction step. This is going to be having some most finest Group 3 race cars whenever we like to choose. So I'm about to get started to use the Chevrolet Corvette C7 Group 3 with a UDRS livery. Will be ready to go. Balance of performance regulations will be setting up automatically, but this is going to be adding up onto 103% on the power. But everything goes better, so we can probably starting out on the racing medium compound tires before we might get suitable for taking a good step of a directions. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. The 2020 series of the Nations Cup is about to begin, folks. Looks like this is going to be having a best time out there at Red Bull Ring. We'll be going in to take on the Group 3 category race. So here's Rumble 3 in first place in the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R. And here's GSXR 18756 in second place in the Ford Mustang. Timmy O 85 is now taking third place in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. And here's the fourth place driver, David ADSS 5588 in the Porsche 911 RSR. Slider in third and is in fifth place in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. RPM_Flavortown is now taking sixth place in the Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3. Outback Jack 61 is now taking seventh place in the Dodge Viper GT3R. And here's Gary Goodluck in eighth place in the Mazda Atenza. Colleen Films is now taking 9th place in the BMW M6 M-Power. And here's Hazard's RCN 883 in 10th place in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. And here's Ormar is now going in onto 11th place in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. Solider of Castora is now taking 12th place in the Pesciat RCZ Group 3. And here's the Megatron 98 in 13th place in the Hyundai Genesis Group 3. Here's myself in 14th place in the UDRS livery of the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. It looks like Yuri Suri is now taking 15th place in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1. Mob of Midgets is now taking 16th place in the V12 Vantage GT3. IRL Dre Westming is now taking 17th place in the Chevy Corvette. Mascarin is now taking 18th place in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1. And here's the last place driver is Philip J. Fry in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3. Now, this is going to be the most excited race ever of all time to be in the morning time session, to be at a good, bright and sunny day at Red Bull Ring. So let's go and get started for having a rolling start to begin. Everything is coming for this bar for having 5 consecutive quarters, but I know this is going to be having a lot of good perfection out there. Do the best we could, and we're about to be going in for taking 3 seconds on the clock, and we're about to hit the green light for go, and we are going underway. The 23rd round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup is about to go on underway. Coming in onto turn 1, this is going to be having a lot of good braking points, so this is going to be having some good perfection response. Oh boy, this is going to be having a little bit more rough ride out there, and looks like the 13th place driver, the Megatron 98, is about to be going in the Hyundai Genesis Group 3 to catch up with the opponents. Going forward to take the second straightaway to be reached up onto turn 2. Coming in onto sector 2, and looks like this is going to be having a lot of stationary to be at the right turn at the position. Gonna make sure to have that good pace will increase. And here's the DBR9 GT1 in 14th place. We'll be moving forward. and everybody will be coming in to take on turn 3. Have some good insight onto the position. Better make sure this is going to be a good solid formation at the lineup. Oh, looks like this is going to be having 2 cars has been barely slowed down and taking on for the recovery. Now that's the ticket for myself to be in 13th place, while the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 is moving on to take 12th place. But hold on, looks like this is going to be pretty well to see the 11th place driver, the Megatron 98, is going to be pressing forwards. But you know what that Decepticon logo is, that's how it should probably rule it all. Well, it was pretty good, remarkable to see how a Hyundai Genesis Group 3 in the orange style livery with the Decepticon logo. I meant this is going to be pretty good to see a Transformers fan has definitely welcome aboard to be part of a competition race for the Nations Cup. And here comes the final turn, moving on to take the first lap at the end, and here comes lap number 2. This is going to be having turn 1 is going to be the usual ways whenever we had to take a good response check onto the brakes. Just going to keep a good wheel motion in general. I hope I could probably have to catch up. Taking a slipstream is going to be the only main primary objective for UDRS. Will be catching up with some several opponents. Only in the last round, by having a one-make category with the BMW M3 at Mount Panorama, turns out that the braking response lag just barely cut off by having a little bit disturbance been going on. I know how the spectators just barely pulled that reaction off up to this time. Well, maybe this is going to have to say this once, but braking response just barely didn't communicate that well, unless this is going to might need to give a better, much control to be taking the better response movement out there. Now, coming in onto turn 3, Gary Goodluck is definitely might be pretty good to have his Mazda Intensa, but take a good look out there, folks. Have you ever seen these 2 iconic characters? But look over there on the left, I bet that might be Bender from Futurama, and on the right, Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Wubba-dubba-dub-dub. Now that is pretty good out there, Gary Goodluck. Your livery, just give a one big iconic surprise out there to have a nice ways to put it in onto the rear. Now coming in onto the final turn, looks like this is going to be pretty good to see how Solidar Castora in the Pescia RCZ Group 3 is about to be moving forward to take the third lap. And here's for the top 3 drivers. GSXXR 18756 is now taking the lead. He's going way far up the head along with the several opponents, but this is going to be taking on in turn 2 after going straight up onto the straightaways. There you go. Looks like this is going to be pretty good out there. And here's Timio 85 in the Lamborghini Huracan. Gonna have to move forward to take second place. Everybody is going in onto the rush. I meant this is going to be pretty good to see this kind of a replay if anybody really wants to have this part of the highlights. Now coming in onto the third straightaways, and here comes turn 3, folks. This is going to be having some good perfections to be on the inside. There will be having a little bit more collisionary accidents, but somehow they already know the drill, because taking the clean turns is the best safe option whenever we had to take that good racing mobility will improve the sportsmanship rating. Just going to catch up onto turn 4. But looks like the spectators are really love to see these cars are going in by having a fast-paced rush on the lineup. Gonna have to go straight forward. It looks like this is going to be doing well out there. Gonna have to pull that another position. Going in on the inside. It looks like Gary Goodluck in the Mazda Intensa is going to have to reach up onto Solidar Castora in the Pescia RCZ Group 3. And it looks like we have a penalty detected out there, folks. The 10th place driver just barely took a 0.5 second penalty. So now this will might have to leads up after turn 2. We'll be going in onto the second sector. Now that is going to be pretty intense. That ignoring the track limit is going to be a lot of small important risk. Gonna have to close in onto Gary_Goodluck. Now this is gonna be pretty good. And here comes turn 2, folks. This is gonna be having a good chance to see how every racer really wants to be on the top position, but still goes on for the runner-on. While the 9th place driver in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 is slowing down by taking the short-turn recovery. And here comes turn 3. This is gonna get a little bit more bumpy around. Oh man, it looks like this is going to be having a little bit single took on the contact on Outback Jack 61 in the Dodge Viper. Looks like this is going to be side by side for Dodge and Aston Martin. Coming in onto turn 4. Looks like this is going to get a little bit more clashing in onto the Pesciat RC set in 11th place. Now that was pretty good ticket for Aston Martin. We'll be pushing up onto that good pace. Keep going in onto Sector 3. This is going to be pretty brilliant to see how Outback Jack 61 is about to be going in to catch up onto the 9th place driver in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1. How brilliant is that to see how an American GT3 race car could probably have to take it on to a GT1 race car since 2010. Going forward to take the final turn, and here comes lap number 5. This is going to be taking a good few chances to be well reminded, because 19 laps but not 20, but this is going to get a little bit more organizing strategies to see how many minutes for this race will have to go on. Well, hold on, looks like Gary_Goodluck just barely took a single contact at me onto the rear, but this is going to have to take that small repairs will be get fixed up automatically. Going in onto Sector 2. Just going to keep going, and looks like this is going to be having the 9th place driver in the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 will be going in. So this will might take the good action for Outback Jack 61 in the Dodge Viper. Will be taking the third straightaway before coming in onto turn 3. And here comes the best position. This is going to get a little bit more lined up. Almost a little bit crowded for them. It looks like we just barely... Oh man, it looks like this is going to be having a little bit more contact out there, folks. This is going to be pretty not good. Oh man, it looks like this is going to be having the 8th place driver, Kanye Flims in the BMW M6, just took a 1 second penalty. This is going to be having a nick up time before crossing in. And oh man, I just barely took a single contact hit by Mercedes-Benz. Oh man, it looks like Mop-Up Ninja just barely took a slamming hit. Better make sure to have that hazard lights wheel turned on. I cannot believe it. And looks like Philip J. Fry in 12th place in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3 is catching up to the rest of the opponents. But Great Barrier Reef, I cannot believe it. This is going to be having a one tough difficult race to be overcrowded before coming in onto turn 5. So it looks like they're already in onto the 6th lap. This is going to be a lot of drama out there whenever we had to take that good kind of a risk to take exercise caution. Oh man, looks like this is going to be pretty obvious and surprising. Gary Goodluck in the Mazda Intensa just barely took the dive in by having a little bit more technical problems onto the brakes. Somehow, this is going to be having a little bit more difficulty since the last race at Mount Panorama. Going forward to take turn 2, just going to catch up with the rest. Almost barely had that chance, and this is going to be a pretty difficult race to be in the 23rd round. Just keep going in. I hope I'm about to do my best out there for having my Corvette. We'll be taking the best opportunity. We'll be catching up with some several opponents. Everybody knows about the track to be in the daily race because this is going to be the only training ground before turning into a competition race. But this is going to have to take plenty more racing responsibilities for every 5 laps whenever everybody really wants to take the chance to be in the daily race. But it's always having race B, we'll be doing the best options, we'll go basic. Just gonna have to keep going in for reached up at the final turn to catch up onto Philip J. Fry in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3. Just gonna keep sliding in onto the right. Better have that apex, we'll be well guarded. And lap number 7 is on the way, and this is gonna be taking the best skill out there for taking turn 1. Looks like the 11th place driver just barely took the penalty. Looks like I just got eyes in the better view out there. Looks like Kalen Films in the BMW M6 is about to be going in after turn 2 by reaching up onto the 2nd straightaway run. But I had to go on for a little hill climbing, and then this is going to be taking sector 2. We'll be moved forward. It looks like we got another driver just barely took that penalty. Just going to make sure to see how the second driver was. It looks like Outback Jack 61 in the Dodge Viper just barely took the effect. Maybe this is going to be having a little bit more instant replay to take a good look for the investigation problem for. I know how this race might be pretty challenging for every Group 3 racers, but only in the Nations Cup was definitely meant to be all about. It's going in a little bit more struggle on the ropes for 2 German Group 3 categories. BMW and Volkswagen will be taking the battle. I hope this is going to get a little bit more close in onto the 9th place driver. Come on, Philip J. Fry, you can do it. Your Volkswagen Beetle is the best opportunity will be selected to be part of this week's competition race for the Nations Cup. Keep going at it. Make that final turn to avoid getting caught in the penalty. Looks like this is going to be having several drivers will be going into the pits. Better make sure to keep a good eye on them onto the racing HUDs before moving into the next lap. And we're on the 8th lap out there, folks. Just going to make sure that this is going to have to take the usual run. Going to have to catch up with some several opponents. It looks like Grumblebee in 2nd place is going in to catch up onto GSXR 18756 in the lead. Slide Durin Derp is now taking on in 3rd place. Looks like he's going in to catch up onto Grumblebee in 2nd place after taking turn 3. And here comes turn 4 whenever you're going to see on the course map onto the right. That's the good ticket. Close in onto the gap, Slide Durin Derp. You can probably do it. And here comes turn 5 before entered sector 3. That was pretty good. Looks like this is going to be getting a little bit more locked in onto the gap for Grumblebee. I hope he's about to be ready to defend. Just going to keep a good struggle eye to be on the ropes. It looks like the 1st place driver, GSXR 18756, is going in by the pits. I hope this is going to be having a good recommendable tires. Will be going in by taking the hard racing tires to be selected. And that will my brings Grumblebee is taking the lead. Keep going at it. Keep it up. This is going to be doing remarkable out there for having a good tire pressure check before going into the pits. And we're almost there to take the 9th lap. Only 10 more to go. Now, I hope this is going to be pretty good to check on the fastest lap out there since the race began. GSXR 18756 just barely took the fastest lap time for only 1 minute and 29.912 seconds. He did a pretty good job out there when he's in the lead. Taking the fastest opportunity for the Ford Mustang is going to be doing perfectly great. But I bet he's going to have to take some good chances when he's on 3rd place after going into the pits. We'll be doing the best ways to go for having an American Group 3 category for having a good fictional racing modification theme style was actually pretty good to be part in GT Sports. Coming in onto turn 3, it looks like this is going to be pretty good to see how Philip J. Fry in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3 will be catching up onto Mercedes-Benz in 9th place. And this is going to be having UTRS will be catching him onto the scene, but having a lot of good mobility focus out there. But I bet my Total Drama OCs really want me to do my best out there to take that good correction response for having a good improvement by Insportec. Sorry about that, folks. Just a little bit sneeze. And where was I? Oh yeah. And here comes the final turn. Phil J. Fry is going to have to take a little bit more close in onto the gap. And looks like 2 drivers, the Megatron 98 and Timio, is about to be going in to change up the tires to be selected for the hard racing tires. But this is going to be doing some recommendable for them. This is going to be the only safety call whenever it's going to be crossing in onto the finish line to avoid a 1-minute penalty. Now moving on to 10th place for myself in the UTRS livery of the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. Taking on Sector 2, we'll be going in onto the 2nd corner. And this is going to be taking a little bit more fierce chase out there for Philip J. Fry in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3. But this is going to be taking an ongoing chase for Mercedes-Benz. Omar is now going to have to take that defense whenever it's going to have to close in onto turn 3. Just going to stay strong for Omar, and looks like Phil J. Fry is about to get a little bit more far behind for taking a little bit short amount of the gap distance. And looks like there it goes, folks. We have 4 cars are about to be taking the battle. This is going to be pretty excellent before taking on the 5th turn. Keep going at it. We're about to be reached up onto Sector 3. There you go. Looks like this is going to be a pretty good, excellent lineup chase. Come on, Phil J. Fry. You can do it. You can probably take that good slipstream. Hold on. Looks like we have a yellow flag signal just barely called in, folks. this is not good. The spectators really don't like to see it. And it looks like Timio 85 in the Lamborghini Huracan just barely took the penalty. 2 seconds. Wow, I cannot believe it. This is pretty difficult out there to see it. Now, this is going to be having a good look at the instant replay. Oh man, it looks like there goes Timio 85 just barely took off the track, and now he's going right back onto the tarmac circuit. Now, I hope this is going to be having a good opportunity for UTRS. Will be pressed forward. Gonna have to close in to take the outside, and looks like Timio is going to have to take the inside. Just going to have to stay maintained to be well patient. That's the ticket for UTRS, while Timio 85 in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 will be forced to slow down by crossing the penalty line. Looks like this is going to be the chance for myself to catch up onto Mercedes-Benz, and hold on, looks like someone just came by crashing the party. It's the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 in 8th place by having an overtake at UTRS in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. Looks like this is going to get a little bit more exercise caution whenever a dive bomber comes in. But good thing that this is going to be having a good right position to do. Just keep a good use of the radar in case if an opponent is about to be coming in. Now we're about to be moving on to take the 11th lap, and looks like this is going to get a little bit more closer to be reached up at the final turn. Coming in at the end of this lap, and now we're moving on to take the 12th lap, while several drivers will be going in one at a time. 2 will be doing much A-OK to be well verified to be confirmed. So I hope every recommendable requirements, and hold on, looks like this is going to be taking a little bit more single contact attack. This is not good. And looks like this is going to be taking a good attempted recovery, while Timio 85 in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 just barely took the accident. And looks like David ADSS 5588 in the Porsche 911 RSR is going fast forward to be reached up at turn 2. So meanwhile, GSXR 18756 is now coming right back into the lead. I hope this is going to be his best chance at the moment of glory. He can probably have to keep going forward to continue on to reach to the podium. While Hisar's RCN 883 is in 2nd place, and Sly Heron Derp is in 3rd place. As usual, will always be the same. Just gonna keep going onto turn 4, slide it down onto the little bit more hill, moving on to the 3rd sector by taking the 5th turn. Gonna keep a little bit more ice onto the tires, but looks like it's gonna get a little bit more half amount remaining. I hope this is gonna be given the best early time. Just go straight directly to the pits. Do not pass go, do not continue on for having the next lap, and do not collect 200 credits. Well, maybe this is definitely sounded like Monopoly. Well, anyway, this is gonna be having the requirement tires will be going in to take the racing car tires to be selected. Gonna have my crew will get ready to change tire compound tires. Just gonna have a little bit more refuel, so it's all good for now. Just gonna have to catch up with the rest of the opponents, and looks like Outback Jack 61 in the Dodge Viper GT3R is now moving forward, and while Mascarin in 16th place is about to be catching up onto my current position. Just gonna go straight forward to the 2nd straightaway to be reached up at the 2nd turn. Sector 2 is on the way. Just gonna keep going to have that 3rd straightaway, but it's gonna get a little bit more less curve before coming down onto turn 3. And hold on, looks like we have a 3rd place driver is about to be coming right back in. Rumblebee is now in 3rd position, folks. This is going to be doing great to see how he can catch up onto Slime within Derp. This is going to get a pretty good excellent out there to drive fast to keep going in. He can probably take on the Bronze Glory whenever he's going to be reached up onto the finish line. And we're moving on to the middle of the 13th lap. This is going to be doing great out there for having a Group 3 racing category to be part of the competition. Everything is going remarkable out there, folks. While several drivers will be going in by having one driver to be selecting by enter the pits. I hope this is going to be doing suitable for direction by having a good required tires. It will be safe without getting caught in a 1-minute penalty. while David ADSS 5588 in the Porsche 911 RSR is going into the pits. This will be having a going green light for go for having a racing hard tires to be selected. Just going to keep going forward. Continue to chase to reach up onto Outback Jack 61 in the Dodge Viper GT3R is about to be going forward. It looks like Kelly Fims in the BMW M6 just barely took the penalty once again. I mean, how many times that several Group 3 racers probably might need to take a little bit more careful, try not to take a little bit more shortcuts whenever it happens, but this is going to get plenty more risk to take much responsibility. Coming in onto the 14th place driver, Mascarin in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1 is going in to take turn 3, and UDRS has spotted him on sight. This is going to be having a good slipstream chase. Will be going in. Taking the upper hand skills means going correctly to be having some good movement response to the brakes. And now moving on to sector 3, taking the 5th turn before going in onto the 6th corner. That's more like it. A Group 3 race car will be taking the chase onto the GT1 race car. This is going to get a little bit more risky to be at the final turn. Keep going at it. Looks like this is going to be taking a little bit more exercise caution to avoid getting caught in the penalty. And here comes the 15 lap, folks. 4 more to go and this race will be over soon. I hope this is going to be doing great to see how the top 3 drivers is coming along very nicely. It's going to get a lot of good average gap distance to be going in by having a good space. Going straight forward onto the 2nd straightaway. It looks like Outback Jack 01 is about to be going in to have that slipstream. And here comes turn 2. This is going to get a little bit more crowded here, folks. Oh, so close for the Dodge Viper. Will be overtaking the DBR9 GT1 to be catching in onto turn 2. Now moving on to take the 3rd straightaway. But looks like this is going to get a little bit more hot risk to be going in onto turn 3. There you go. Keep it steady, Outback Jack. You can probably catch that DBR9 GT1 at any time. Going straight forward onto turn 4. It looks like this is going to be having Chevrolet will be joining the party as well. And it's about to get a little bit more close in onto the gap for Outback Jack 61 in the Dodge Viper. Will be catching up onto Mascarin in the Aston Martin DBR9 GT1. But this is going to get a little bit more hot risk to be going in onto the next and final turn. Come on, just going to need to get a little bit dived in. And looks like the DBR9 GT1 is going to the another direction by enter the pits. Now this is going to be a very good Old Spice rivalry for the UDRS to be taking on with the Dodge Viper, but it's going to be having Chevy versus Dodge for having a good ongoing battle rivalry out there to be at turn 1 by moving in to take the 16th lap. 3 more to go. This is going to be taking on for having a total time for only 24 minutes, but this is going to get a little bit more nearly there to be reached up by 30 minutes at total, but this is going to get a little bit more under amount by having a trotted time. And here comes sector 2. Just going to keep going forward. This is going to be taking Chevrolet's chance to reach up onto the Dodge Viper in 14th place. Going straight down onto turn 3 to be reached up onto Kelly Fims in the BMW M6 GT3 M-Power livery, while Chevrolet and Dodge are about to be continue on for having a struggle ongoing rivalry chase. But this is going to be having a lot of high rev RPM going on out there, folks. Just going to stay strong, keep going at it. Going in onto sector 3 to be taking the 5th turn. That's more like it. Just keep chasing the Dodge Viper for the Corvette. This is going to be doing well. Pulling in onto another brake. Just going to take a little bit more standby out there. I hope UDRS could probably have to come up with a better strategy plan. And oh man, it looks like the Dodge Viper just barely went off the track after coming in onto the final turn. Looks like this is going to be a little bit more close call out there for Outback Jack 61 in the Dodge Viper GT3R. Looks like he's safe and he is lucky to be well continue on without getting caught in the penalty. Now we're in the 17th lap, folks, but that was so close out there for the Corvette to be taking the battle with the Dodge Viper, but it's still going on. Going straight up onto the second turn. This is going to get a little bit more increased speed after switching up onto the first gear, onto the third gear. Come on, almost there. Just going to have to take that third turn. This is going to get a little bit more slower risk to be at the inside. Now this is going to be pretty good out there to see how Chevy and Dodge are now going in to have that kind of a good chase to reach up onto the BMW. Hold on, looks like this is going to get a little bit more tailgating light signal, folks. Looks like Outback Jack is going to have to do the same tactics. Come on, just going to reach up onto the next turn. There you go. Looks like this is going to be having a good solid formation ticket line, and looks like this is going to be a good chance out there. The yellow flag signal just barely called in, folks. Look at this, folks. We have Timio 85 and the Lamborghini Huracan just barely spun out after the final turn. So it looks like this is going to be having the opportunity for UDRS. Will be moving on to take the 13th position. And here comes the 18th lap, only one more to go. This is going to be having a lot of good chance for only 27 minutes at a total time. This is going to be pretty well to see how GSXR 18756 is now going in to take that last chance to be in the lead. Slide during Derp in second place is going to have to stay well defended, while Grumblebee is pushing forward in third place by taking the offense. Looks like this is going to be having a little bit more company out there for Grumblebee, for having a fourth place driver who will be closing in onto the gap. This is going to be doing well out there, and here comes the final lap, folks. GSXR 18756 is now going in to take home the podium. He's about to going in to win this race at any time, folks. This is going to be having the fifth quarter out there for taking the good part of the attempt segment, but this is going to get plenty more opportunity out there, and looks like we just lost another driver after taking that loss of a grip. We'll have to avenge for that, but this is going to have to take plenty more chances. We'll be moving on to the next round to be in the weekend. Slide during Derp is now going to have to take that chance, and oh man, it looks like Mop-Up Midgets is now taking a little bit single hit attack once again at UDRS. Well, looks like this is going to be having a number of times has just barely took a dive in. Well, looks like this is going to be having a little bit thanks for nothing, but this is going to be having taking no offense for UDRS for taking a one big respectful out there, but the only statement, gonna have to be nice to everybody during the competition race, but we should really need to take a good respectful moment out there. And it looks like this is going to be pretty good out there, folks. GSXR 18756 is about to be going in to take that last turn. Keep going. Looks like this is going to be having his best win. Almost there. This is going to be doing great to see how the second and third place driver will be going in onto the chase. And here comes the final stretch, folks. Looks like this is going to be pretty good. And GSXR 18756 takes the win. He successfully won the 23rd round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup. GSXR 18756 have won the race. The crowd goes on, and they are really happy to see him for having his podium victory win. This is going to be pretty awesome out there, folks. What in the most excited, awesome race at the Red Bull Ring full circuit track. So now we'll be moving forward to take that last chance for only a minute left. Gonna make sure to drive fast quick, because this is going to be taking on for doing the momentarily for having a good part of the highlights. But the fuel is about to get a little bit more low at any time, folks. Just going to keep going, and it looks like Slide Within Derp is now finished in second place. Rumblebee is now taking a good third place finish, and everybody will be pressing forward, will be taking the finish line. Now this is going to be a very good suitable chance for only drivers who don't get caught in a penalty. Several of them just barely took the red dot, but mistakes will be made, but this is going to be doing great for having a good result out there, viewers. Everything is going to be having a result to be confirmed. Well, I hope this is going to be doing well for having this kind of a segment, but don't worry, they will be having a battle stage to be in this kind of a replay. So good news is, I just already got that clean race for having a single star to be earned. Just gonna have some good earning summaries, so this wheel might have to stack it up back onto the 20 mil again. What in the most excited race out there, folks. This is going to be pretty good for GSXR 18756 in the Ford Mustang Group 3, just barely took a successful win. Slider and Derp in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 did pretty well in second place. And for Grumblebee in third place by having the Dodge Viper SRT GT3R for having a good successful bronze finish. We did good out there for having a nice clear weather condition at Red Bull Ring for having a Group 3 race. Moving on to the next round is going to be at Autodrome Lago East Reverse for having a Group 4 category, but they will be having a small update will be coming in at any time, so we have to find out and see. Alright folks, I hope you're really enjoying watching the race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. Livery block videos are available to watch anytime you want. This will be the entertainment showcase about different cars with liveries I have been made. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for continue in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay clean.